Let me go ahead and get the video ready to go for us here.
There we go.
Now we're back. Little technical difficulty to start the day.
Oh, I know. No big deal. No big deal.
I got it. I built the car, so I know how to fix it.
How you doing, my man?
Doing good. Had a good 3-day weekend, but tell you, man, I'm starting to feel it, dude. I'm tired. Getting near the end of the year, it's gonna be time for me to start tapping into some of that time off that I haven't used. And I haven't used a lot of it. I have like over 50, 60 hours I haven't touched.
Wow.
You know?
How was the show Friday with Fernandez?
It was good. I had a good show on Friday. It was a fun show. He was here in studio. He had a great time here in San Antonio as well. I didn't get to really hang out with him because I was busy doing other things. Celebrated my mom's birthday on Saturday. I took her out to eat at Viola Ventanas, you know.
Oh, I love
Had
that
a
place,
great
dude.
time. Yeah,
Kind
get
of
some
expensive.
pictures.
Kind of expensive. I mean,
For Mexican food, yeah, it's a little pricey, but Mama's birthday, you know. And then I got her the pictures because you know how they take pictures of you when you're at the table. So yeah, I treated her to a good time, you know. Got her some gifts. The same thing with my aunt because she's an identical twin. I got them both stuff, you know, for their birthdays and whatnot. So had a good time. I actually got to go to the movies on Sunday and I got to see Tron Ares. I'll talk about that and what I thought about that. But we have other things to talk about. We got to talk about Cowboys season. San Antonio Spurs in preseason play here yesterday, looking quite impressive. You know, we got to see Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, you know, Wemby, Vassell. We saw Luke Cornett doing his thing, and Champagne had a great game, you know?
he's having a great preseason all around.
Yeah.
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We're going to go about an hour 15, hour 20 today talking sports and pop culture. It was a fantastic 3-day weekend for all of us. I know people wanted us to have a show yesterday, but, you know, we have families to deal with and entertain with, right? So it is what it is.
Day off, Mike. You need to take a day off.
I know, but we'll get into the sports today. We have a lot to get into. The Spurs remain undefeated in preseason. We got to see the backcourt yesterday that we've been wanting to see. Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle back there. Julian Champagnie, as I mentioned on Twitter, I did not have him taking a leap as part of my bingo card there, Joe. But Julian Champagnie looking good this summer. We'll get into that. The NFL week has come to a close. The Bills have lost back-to-back games, losing Monday Night Football to the Atlanta Falcons. Cowboys got Rico Dowdled. They got dowdled. Rico Dowdle with more than 200 yards from scrimmage against the Cowboys. Cowboys fall 30-27. We'll get into that game as well. UT got back on the horse. They beat the OU Sooners in the Red River rivalry over the weekend. Arch Manning finally getting a big win as QB for the Texas Longhorns. We'll talk about that. A&M football marching their way up to the top, Joe. The number 4. Number 4 in the nation.
Who's back on the board now, baby, though? Because they won against OU.
Texas is number 21. Texas Tech at number 8. Who really thinks Texas Tech is the 8th best team in college football? Seriously.
Not me.
We'll get
Leja,
into that.
Christopher Leja.
We have a lot to get into. Project Marvel news as well. We apologize for the technical difficulties to start the show. Sometimes things don't fire up on YouTube the way that we want them to. We had to basically reboot the machine and make it all happen, but apologies for that. We do have an announcement to make, Joe. I want to lead with the announcement because we tease it on Twitter.
Yeah.
We tease it all over social media. It's art imitating reality. It is a joke becoming reality. A while back, you and I joked about the fact that we wanted a certain T-shirt to be made that we could wear to the Frost Bank Center to show our support for Prop A and Prop B. Joe, drum roll, please. You can go to
And what do we
the
got coming up?
you
This is
go
the
on.
Alamo City Sports Network, sports and pop culture, right? You can see us. You can go ahead and check out our merch on our fourth wall store here. And then we'll go ahead and share the QR code. But you all have asked, we have listened, and I worked on it yesterday, and I worked on it hard. It is here. The Shut Up Gina shirts you all have been asking for are officially here. Go and get yours now. And what does it say? Shut Up Gina 25. Keep San Antonio puro. Vote yes to Prop A and B. There
There
you
you
go.
go. There you go. That has been asked for and wanted for quite some time. When you showed this to me yesterday, Joe, what was the first thing I did? I bought it. I went out there
Bought it.
and I bought it, right? Because I want to wear that to the Frost Bank Center. I want to wear that all over San Antonio, just something just saying, shut up, Gina. Shut up, Gina. And we may need to wear this because I think that this could be a thing, Joe. This
Yeah.
could be a thing because the higher ups of Spurs and Sports Entertainment were on the Blitz with Jason Minix and Joe Reinagel, and you were telling me about it, Joe. They may have
I was.
a plan B if we don't support the
Show
Spurs. So tell me about that, Joe.
Sure enough, they do have a plan B up their sleeve somewhere. And I guarantee you, it ain't going to be that we're going to go ahead and build an arena on another side of San Antonio. If they have a plan B, you best be sure that it's going to be, yes, building a new arena, but it ain't going to be here in San Antonio. It's going to be in between San Antonio and Austin. They're going to try to go ahead and blend the two together. And Spurs fans are going to be upset again about that. But if they don't want that to happen, go out and vote because I guarantee you, Gina Ortiz Jones is going to be clearing out the retirement home and getting you all Steels and Theas out there at the voting polls. So if you want to go ahead and make a difference, go out and vote.
If Ron Nirenberg was still mayor, this would have passed with flying colors. It would have been an easy thing. But the misinformation campaign that Gina Ortiz Jones has been doing has been shameful. It really has been. And that's why I like these shirts because it speaks out to the truth. It speaks out to what we want as Spurs fans, which is for the Spurs to stay in San Antonio, not this fantasy land of we need to have ownership of the team. There's not one professional franchise that has given up ownership of the team to the city that they reside in. It doesn't happen. It's not going to happen to the Spurs because it's just not the way that business is done. And the
Yeah.
idea that this money can be diverted towards other things like roads and potholes and early education and the needy and the poor is all fantasy land because that money does not exist from the state. It doesn't exist from the Spurs. It doesn't exist from other areas unless it goes to a project that is going to be used in this particular manner, which is Project Marvel.
Yeah, we got an incoming super chat we're going to address from Matt Lerman.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
And thank you, Matt, for this $2 super chat. We greatly appreciate it. He says, vote yes to Proposition A and B. Hashtag shut up, Gina. Thank you, Matt. And you know what? One thing that Gina Ortiz Jones has not gone on TV and told you guys is the real impact that this Project Marvel sports and entertainment venue is going to have on San Antonio. If you look at the statistics and you see what's happened downtown, you've seen what's happened on the Riverwalk. A lot of these businesses there have never recovered after COVID. The foot traffic isn't there on the Riverwalk, and there's a statistic that goes and backs that up, and there's a study that says the same thing. What Project Marvel will do, and again, it's going to be as impactful as the World's Fair was. This is a major move for San Antonio. It's going to revitalize our downtown district. It's going to go ahead and help those small business owners, the mom and pop shops that are downtown, the restaurants that are up and down the Riverwalk. It's going to help revitalize the economy. We're a tourism town, and that's exactly where they get their money from. The tourism, the people that come here and visit, right? What do you think they're going to wind up doing if they stay for a concert in that sports and entertainment district? They watch a game. They come for another type of event. You know, it could be a convention or something else. There's something to do before the game. There's something to do for you now after the game, Mike. And there's hotels all over the place. What do you think people are going to do? They're going to flood downtown. They're going to go and eat. They're going to go and drink. They're going to spend money. This is good for the city's economy as a whole. People complain about potholes. They complain about flooding. They complain about a lot of things. Where's the money going to come from? You know, it has to come from somewhere. And that's what's going to happen with this Project Marvel. It's going to put the city on the map, and it's going to actually help the city act like what? One of the biggest cities in the nation. Stop thinking small and start thinking big.
And that's an unfortunate thing about San Antonio sometimes is that it is small mind thinking. And it's not small mind thinking from Mayor Ron Nirenberg back in the day, but it's from Gina Ortiz Jones, who is small minded when it comes to it all. She's not from San Antonio. She has spent most of her life outside of San Antonio. I've spent 44 of my 48 years of life in San Antonio. And we have somebody who's coming on in with a misinformation campaign to try to get people to vote against a project that would benefit San Antonio in its entirety. Those who are coming out there who are saying, who are voicing disapproval of all this, all seem to be the same minded. You know, they're
Yeah.
all elderly, they're all lower income, and Gina Ortiz Jones is going out and trying to get all of them for what reason I don't know, Joe. What is the reason for all this? Because why is she so against the Spurs? Why is she so against the city progressing and being a big boy city when it comes to it all? Why is she against an entertainment district? I
You
don't
know
understand
why?
why.
I think the biggest reason behind her and her discontent with it, it's not her idea. It wasn't her brainchild. If she's going to want to leave a legacy behind, she wants to go ahead and put her stamp, have her impact on this some way, somehow. But the thing is that she's wanting to go ahead and do things in this deal that are unprecedented. Revenue sharing, all these other things that she's trying to go ahead and put in here. And at the end of the day, she's basically saying it's us against the Spurs. It's more about the city of San Antonio coming into the modern era. It's less about having the Spurs arena there. It's the impact that everything else is going to have on it. The Spurs arena is just one facet of it, and she's just focused on that. It's the city and the county against the Spurs. The Spurs are lying to you. The Spurs are lying to you, Gina. The only thing that's lying is you.
Right.
You know, take a look in the mirror. You're the one that's lying and spreading misinformation. This needs to change, but I'm going to go ahead and play the excerpt. And this is from the San Antonio Sports Star. And this is Jason and Joe's The Blitz show, courtesy of the Sports Star, ESPN Sports Star here in San Antonio. And they did have R.C. Buford. And they asked him a question, and he answered it much like a politician would. And if you don't think that they have a plan B and they're not gonna move like Leja says, you can have an opinion, man. But at the end of the day, what makes you think that they're going to stay here in this vicinity of San Antonio and not want to go ahead and kind of move and merge a little bit more with Austin? Make sure you go out and vote, but listen to this.
Spurs are here to stay, are they not?
We're focused on this November election and doing everything we can to bring the Spurs back to downtown.
Absolutely. Now, probably we'll get a similar answer. Is there I don't want to know I do want to know what the specifics are, but I know you won't tell me, RC, but is there a plan B in place if the election doesn't go the way we expect it to go on November 4th?
Again, we're focused on winning this election and moving forward with a great downtown development, public-private partnership with the community and our fans.
He answered that like a politician, Mike. It's like perfection, dude.
It is, and it's one of those things where I don't understand why Gina Ortiz Jones is trying to villainize the Spurs. What have the Spurs done to be the villains of this city? They do so much when it comes to the community, when it comes to outreach with kids, when it comes to drug campaigns, when it comes to charitable works, when it came to what happened at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, when it came to what happened with all the flooding up in the Hill Country, all those tragedies. Who was there? The Spurs were there, right? They are part of this community. They're the fabric of San Antonio. When you think of San Antonio, you think of the Alamo, you think of the Tower of Americas, you think of the Riverwalk, and you think of the Spurs.
Yeah.
And for Gina Ortiz Jones to pick a fight with the Spurs and say that they're the villains, that they're being unfair when the Spurs are doing unprecedented things with their offer in the arena, which is basically what is certain fixed costs for the city of San Antonio, and saying any overruns, the Spurs will cover. Every dollar above this amount will cover. And every other city is looking at San Antonio thinking to themselves, wow, this mayor's a fool. They're looking at this mayor and thinking to themselves, we wish we had an NBA team here willing to do this deal with us. We'd be willing to make that deal all day, every day. Las Vegas would do that deal. Seattle would do that deal. Nashville would do that deal. There are other cities out there that are just as big as San Antonio, more advanced than San Antonio, that would take the city of San Antonio's team in a heartbeat. Joe, I over the weekend, my fiance and I, there you go, no longer Chica, right? Took my daughter and a couple of her friends a couple of Chica's friends to a haunted house out in Kingwood, right outside of Houston.
Yeah.
And the ghoul that comes up because I'm wearing a Spurs jersey, Joe. I'm wearing a Wemby jersey. Chica's wearing a Spurs shirt. And one of the ghouls, in scaring everybody, going, ha, ha, scaring everybody, right? Comes up to me and says, your nightmare is the Spurs are leaving for Las Vegas.
That's funny.
You know, there are others who are looking at this from other cities, and they're like, are you kidding? The Spurs won 5 titles, 99, 03, 05, 07, and 14. Why are you playing chicken with the Spurs? When you look at this, and you know, if it goes the other way, Joe, and they do move up the way, they go to New Braunfels, they go to San Marcos, they go to the Circuit of Americas. I personally believe it'd be the Circuit of Americas. If you look at that, Joe, all the signs were there. The signs were what? Playing footsies with Austin, a couple of games a year over there.
They have another game this year that's going to be happening over in Austin at the Moody Center.
Where's that new money coming from, Joe? Does Dell live in San Antonio? No, he lives in Austin.
No.
Where's that Airbnb money coming from? Is it coming from 210? It's coming from the 512.
No. Exactly. I mean, you read the tea leaves and it tells you what that plan B could look like. And Spurs fans, you know, like Lehan, everybody else, they get mad because we say the Spurs are leaving. I'm not saying they're leaving. We're just saying they're still going to have a presence here in San Antonio. They have their practice facility that they built there. I just passed through there yesterday, dropping my daughter off at school.
Yeah.
I see it, the Victory Chapel, practice facility they have over there. But who's to say they can't still have their practice facility here, but their new arena might not be built in San Antonio. It could be built in between San Antonio and Austin.
You cut your losses. All of that you're talking about, Joe, is real estate and commercial real estate. That's all it is. It's land and commercial real estate. Like they couldn't recoup their losses. Like they couldn't hire those Mayflower trucks that moved the Colts from was it Baltimore to Indianapolis back in the day.
Yeah.
They can't get those guys to move it on over. Like those billionaires, Dell, Airbnb, all of these other companies that have invested within the San Antonio Spurs, the owners who have invested in the Spurs, like they couldn't go without just blinking, going, oh, we'll get some movers.
Yeah.
We'll just get some movers. We'll recoup the money. We'll get more money because we're in Austin. We'll get more money because we're in Vegas. Like you're playing chicken with somebody who has options. You know what that is, Joe? That's like having a hot chick and treating them like crap, right? Having the perfect girl, treating her like crap because that girl can go get another guy elsewhere, dude. No big deal. Yeah. No big deal. What is Beyonce sing? I could have another one of you in a moment. Matter of fact, they'll be here in a minute. I mean, come on, man. You must not know about me, dude. That's the Spurs right now. The Spurs are part of San Antonio. And the idea that they're going to be playing at the Frost Bank Center for the next 10, 15, 20 years is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I don't care if the East Side was not revitalized. Guess what? The East Side will never be revitalized. You and I could be sitting here, Joe, in the year 2060. Guess what? The East Side will still not be revitalized. You know why? Because no one wants to go there.
There's nothing there, man.
Las Palmas on the west side will forever be Las Palmas on the west side. I'm not saying anything bad about the people there. I'm just saying there ain't going to be no new business over there, okay? You got the HEB revitalized over there, Las Palmas. It's still going to be there. The come-up has been the south side, Joe, with Brook City base and whatnot. It is proof that you can revitalize an area if industry does come in. But they're not going to want to build right next to the Big Red bottling plant, right next to the Willow Springs golf course. Come on, man. No business wants to go there, Joe. There will forever be poor sides of town, and we've already established in San Antonio that the east and west are the poor sides of town.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And what does that have to do with the Spurs? I don't understand. We have a $4.99 super chat, $5 coming on in.
Yeah, Greg.
From Greg.
Here comes the money.
Greg Casanuela coming out and saying, just bought my Shut Up Gina shirt. My campaign starts the 24th when it comes in. Going to be walking the streets of downtown all day long. Shut up, Gina.
You know what? It's a statement, right? Spurs opening day. Go in there and you wear this shirt. You make a statement. You know what? And you can walk into the arena wearing this because it's not offensive. It doesn't have any profanity on it whatsoever. I mean, they're going to let you in. What are they going to do? Tell you to remove it? Why?
Turn it inside out.
I mean, why though?
Can you? Oh, well, you can't wear this into the poll because it says Prop A, Prop B, so it's very specific. But I like it, Joe. I mean, I think this could be very viral. It's a good moment for our show, Joe, because it's very subtle. It gets straight to the point, and I cannot stand looking at the mayor. I cannot stand looking at her, and it's so funny because this is not a left-right thing, dude. This is a pro-Spur, anti-Spur thing. And it just is what it is. Joe, I was driving through Houston, and last week I was driving through Austin. And guess what, Joe? There are parts of every city that are not going to be revitalized. It just is what it is. It just is what it is.
Sam Selena says, me wearing the shirt to the game. Joe said I could wear it. Here's his number. I mean, literally, why are they going to tell you to, hey, you got to turn that inside out? Why?
Yeah.
We're helping you out. You know, Spurs are saying help a brother out. And there you go. You know what? The Spurs can help themselves out and proposition A and B. Stop playing. Go out there. Talk to Sean Elliott. Talk to Manu Ginobili. Talk to the Admiral David Robinson. Have them go out there and speak to the public on a bigger stage. They need to go ahead and do the same thing that Gina's doing. Spreading her lies out there on KSAT, Cans 5, News 4. Spurs need to go out there. Nobody wants to hear what the lawyer of the Spurs has to say.
Yeah.
The guy who's out there leading. Who gives a damn? Put somebody that actually has a face out there that's recognizable, that Spurs fans know right away, like Sean, Manu, the Admiral, David Robinson. Have them come out on TV and talk about it. Why the public should vote for Proposition A and B. There you go. Spurs fans will come out and vote.
The idea that a lot of people in San Antonio are apathetic to this is kind of fascinating because, you know, you would think that the Spurs fans would be all excited about, hey, you know, we had 5 championships. How many teams have 5 championships over a 25-year period or a 15-year period, 99 to 2014, right? Instead, I hear Spurs fans out there who are like, well, you know, if they had a winning team the past few years, I'd be supportive of it. But because they haven't been winning, I'm not. That is some stupid line of thinking, Joe. Like, what the F are you talking about? What are you talking about? That if they were winning, I would have voted for it. But because they've had a bad team last 3 or 4 or 5 years, like 99, 03, 05, 07, and 14 didn't exist.
Yeah.
So stupid. It's so stupid. Like that rationale is dumb. And again, there's apathy towards it. I was talking to my daughter about it, about whether she supports it or not. And she was basically saying that she's kind of on the fence about it, but more than likely is going to be supportive of it. But it's like not, I thought for sure she'd be like, yeah, let's get this arena. Let's get this district going. But not everybody's like that, Joe. And the Spurs are going to need to speak out on this where? At the Frost Bank Center when the Spurs are going out there. But speaking of the excitement that the Spurs are getting, Joe, want another preseason game? I know they don't count. They're just preseason games. But we're getting a taste, Joe, like the movie The Town. Give them a taste, and you become addicted. Instead of heroin, you're becoming addicted to the Spurs of Luke Cornett and Julian Champagny and Dylan Harper and Steph Castle and all these guys who are balling out right now, Joe. Wemby had himself a game yesterday in the Spurs' latest victory.
Mira Wemby.
124-108 over the Indiana Pacers. Wemby, his stats, 27 points in 25 minutes Also had 11 boards, 4 assists. That guy looks 8 feet tall, Joe. Like he had a growth spurt over the summer or something, man. I think the monks grabbed him by the wrists and grabbed him by the ankles and just stretched him out even more. But you see out there, Joe, with some of these stats out here, some things that are interesting. Julian Champagny is just knocking down 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. He's just been on fire lately. Doesn't matter if it's coming around screens. Doesn't matter if you're kicking it out to him. It doesn't matter if it's a pull-up 3. He's just nailing them all. He is fighting for his minutes. He's fighting for his role out there. The one who looks old, Joe. I gotta talk about this a little bit, Joe. Harrison Barnes is either looking old or he's playing possum right now and just letting it just settling into the season. But Barnes kind of looks old out there, Joe. He doesn't look the same.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just, him needing to be in the context of a regular NBA season game to finally, gel in a sense. I guess in a sense of the word, but he just didn't look very Harrison Barnes. Looked like the Toyota Corolla was needing to be put in the shop, for some maintenance, Mike. I'll be honest with you. Maybe it needs an oil change or something.
SR 2001 saying the ran through Camry. He's not the whole Camry.
They go in there and they say, Harrison Barnes is the Toyota Camry, right? They got him up there in the shop. And that was it, that 15-minute oil change up the street from me on Marbach.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, man, your car could run better. And they show you the air filter.
Yeah.
And what do you say? Don't get that shit out of my face. Put it back in the car. Oh, man.
Yeah, Jordan coming out saying Sohan going to struggle for minutes if Champagny keeps this up.
Hey.
Again, only 240 minutes to pass around, and Champagny is fighting for his time, man, and he's earning those minutes right off the gate because we know that Sohan and Fox are injured right now. Season starts, the Spurs start off hot.
Yeah.
They may not be needed as much, right? We finally got to see Dylan Harper take on the backcourt along with Stephon Castle. A little shaky at the beginning with some turnovers, but after that they kind of settled in. Dylan Harper over the past weekend got Spurs fans excited. There was an alley-oop that he had to Victor Wembanyama that was pretty nice, but you realize how fast he was. And I told a friend this the other day. It's like everybody forgot that we had the number 2 pick in the draft in Dylan Harper. We get excited about Carter Bryant, and you see what Tim Legler has to say about Carter Bryant being about being a potential defensive player of the year in the future. Meantime, Dylan Harper is just doing his thing, man. Dylan Harper going out there, showing that he has handles. He's left-handed, showing that he has good court vision, a high basketball IQ. His dad is Ron Harper, 5-time NBA champion. As we see a video of Wemby knocking down a pull-up 3.
He shot a 3.
Courtesy of FanDuel. Vassell playing, we're getting what we normally get from Vassell. He can score.
He is who we thought he was.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No,
it's just he's never going to be a star, but he's a good 3rd or 4th player on the team. Keldon Johnson was a bull in a China shop again, but was knocking down some shots. Keldon embracing his role. I was on Lockdown Spurs with Jeff Garcia last week talking about that, how Keldon Johnson is kind of a very good professional when it comes to accepting whatever role the Spurs give him.
Yeah.
But the Spurs going out there winning back-to-back-to-back preseason games, they're getting used to winning, Joe, right? They're finishing out games.
I don't know about that.
They're finishing out games. Joe, they were playing the varsity squad. This is varsity against varsity. Look at that.
That should have been offensive interference there by Wemby. You let it go, though. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it, though. Go ahead, Wemby. Mira Wemby.
Wemby with a drop step.
Wemby. Mira.
Joe, he had a drop
Wemby.
step. Like, how often do we see that, Joe?
But let's be honest, man. More than likely than not, Wemby ain't going to be playing in the paint the whole game, His forte is still kind of the finesse game, coming out, shooting beyond the arc and all that. They're going to let Luke Cornett bang bodies down low. I'm not mad at it, But, I mean, Wemby has more of an impact when he's inside the paint. We've even seen that when they're shooting free throws. And that one play, where they missed, the Spurs player missed the free throw. Wemby immediately went up and put it back in. He has a bigger impact in the paint than he does outside of it. But it is what it is. You can harp on him all you want to get inside the paint, but That's just not part of his game. If he's not gonna go ahead and do what we want as fans, he's gonna do what he feels comfortable doing. And unfortunately, he feels comfortable playing outside the paint.
But here's the thing, Joe. We're looking at the stats that he's been putting up there. Last preseason game, he had 8 out of 9 shots being done inside the arc, right? That was the thing.
Yeah.
There was a time there where he was shooting more from 3 than he was from 2, which is
Yeah.
crazy because he's 7'3", 7'4". Now he's what, 7'5"? He's
Yeah.
showing more and more desire to get down and down low, Joe. That's the positive of it all, is that we're seeing him do things inside the paint, do things driving into the hole, doing drop steps,
Yeah.
absorbing contact. We haven't seen that from him, Joe. He normally shied away from that. I'm looking at last night's stats. Wemby had 13 shot attempts, just 3 from 3. So 10 2-pointers, 3 3-pointers. That's MVP ball for me, Joe. Because if he's closer to the rim, guess what? Going to get more rebounds. He's closer to the rim, guess what? He's going to get more assists.
You know, one thing that I'd like to go ahead and point out with Wemby is that Wemby's passing ability kind of goes unnoticed.
It's gotten better.
He's been one of the best passers on the San Antonio Spurs squad, and there's just a quick clip, but it's clearly evident that Wemby is a good passer, man. Like, he's a great passing big man, you know, in the NBA. He's not going to be up there with the likes of the Joker, but he's getting it done. You know, he can
Right.
find the open man, and he's good at passing. That's a solid addition there to Wemby's offensive repertoire.
Yeah, we have someone reaching out to us on our JHNSB saying, "Don't ignore his 7 turnovers, Mike." Wemby had 7 turnovers. The couple of the turnovers that he had there were one of the okay. So there was a couple of plays in the second quarter where they're trying to pass the ball on the blocks, and he took too long to do something. Like, I'm not saying that he needs to like catch the ball and instantaneously do something. Start your rhythm, back out, you know, motion left, do something. A couple times he caught the ball, Joe, and just hesitated for like a second and a half. Then he began his motion, and when he did that, he got swiped. Both times he got swiped. One time he ended up on his ass, complaining for a foul that didn't happen. So I'm going to give him some grace when it comes to all this, Joe, because it seems as though he's learning moves on the fly right now that he hasn't done before in an NBA game.
Look at this. I like this move. Look at this move, courtesy of San Antonio Spurs on the X. That's a nice little play there for Wemby. Who's going to stop that?
No one.
You know, you can't stop the rain when it's about to fall, baby. Come on. How are you going to get that, man?
I just hope that Olajuwon was like, dude, you're 7'5", man. Get your ass down low.
Play like it.
A lot of Rocket fans on social media, especially on Twitter, were complaining that Olajuwon was working with
The enemy.
with Wemby. I can see why they're upset. I almost bought a Wemby T-shirt, Joe.
Look, this is a play I was talking to you about. Remember, look, Harrison Barnes misses the free throw, right? Wemby pushes that mother out of the way. Get off me, Flea. I mean, it was offensive interference, but I ain't going to complain about it. Do your thing. Go do your thing, Wemby, again.
Yeah.
Mira, Wemby.
So Alex Noriega has a good comment here. It says, I'm not upset at Wemby's offensive fouls that are counted as turnovers. It shows me he's being assertive, getting into the paint, and drawing contact. Again, Joe, I'm not saying that he's playing bully ball out there, but he's at least manning up. That's the difference. He's manning up out there for the first time ever in his career.
Maybe some of that dog that Kevin Garnett has is rubbing off on Wemby a little bit.
Maybe. You know what dog the Dallas Cowboys needed? They needed that dog named Rico Dowdle. Joe, every time every time we make our picks, Joe, you pick the Cowboys to win, they lose. You can pick the Cowboys to lose, they win. What did you do on Thursday of last week? You picked the Cowboys to what? To win. They're gonna win.
They're gonna win. I want to win like Nacho Libre.
I want to win. That's good. That's a good reference. I said this when we were picking the games on Thursday, Joe. The Cowboys don't win whenever they play on what surface, Joe? When they play
Turf.
on
Natural grass. Yeah.
When they play on grass outdoors, Joe, they lose almost every time, Joe. They're the greatest show on turf, baby. They're like the Rams in 2000, 2001.
You know what's funny?
I'll never understand the phenomenon of them losing almost every game when they play on grass.
You know what? That's like an animal, right? Whether it be a horse or any type of livestock you have. They've been in captivity the whole time, right? And they show videos, right, of a horse touching grass for the first time. What do? They get scared and then they start prancing around like, "Oh, what is this? Oh my God." That's the Cowboys, man. When their feet touch natural grass, they're like that scared livestock animal, dude. They don't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
And they fold. You know, I mean, how do you lose to the Carolina Panthers, dude?
Well, the Panthers, remember when the season started, I thought was going to be on the come up, that they were going to be a team worth looking at. They lost their first three for the first four games, and they win back-to-back games. Now they're 3-3, Joe. It's a serviceable team, and now look at they're going 3-3 after losing Chuba Hubbard to an injury. Rico Dowdle, who by the way was the last player I picked on my draft this year in my fantasy league because I had Chuba Hubbard as my running back, so I got his backup down the way. Rico Dowdle, who, by the way, I found old tweets of mine where I was saying, man, I like that Rico Dowdle. I think the Cowboys have something here.
That boy good.
That boy good. Dude, he was forever getting 7 yards on first down. Like, it was like every drive was not 1st and 10, to start out 2nd and 3.
What's wrong with that, dude? There's nothing wrong with that.
He gashed them for 6 to 7 to 8 yards on first down every single time. And it wasn't even like they were disguising it. When was the last time you saw a running back go for 30 rushes, Joe? I mean, this was like 1980s, 1990s ball, Joe. This was like handing the ball off to Emmett or to Walter Payton. You had Rico Dowdle go for 183 yards on the ground, 30 carries for 183 yards. He also led Carolina receiving with 56 yards, Joe. 239 yards to one player. I know George Pickens looked amazing. Right. But Rico Dowdle, who dared the Cowboys, who even talked crap about the Cowboys, saying that they need to buckle up. And then what did he say in the post-game interview? They didn't buckle up. The great stat is Rico Dowdle is the first player in NFL history to go undrafted and have back-to-back weeks of more than 200 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah. And look at our good friend, RJ Ochoa. You know him from your days over at the Star with ESPN Radio here. He says, no team in Dallas Cowboy franchise history that only had 2 wins through their first 6 games has ever reached the playoffs. All 14 missed out. So is it safe to say the Cowboys playoff hopes are done? The Cowboys are now out of playoff contention, Mike.
Yes,
anything can happen, but I mean, come on, dude.
Well, I mean, here's what's going to happen, Joe. I mean, they've got the Commanders this week, right? It's a winnable game.
Watch them beat them. Watch them beat the Commanders.
And they'll go 3-3. They're back at 500, right? But the gauntlet of games they have, dude, they're on the road against Denver, again on grass, Mile High, against a Sean Payton offense and Bo Nix and all those guys. That team, that defense of the Broncos is really good.
It is.
They've got a home game against the Arizona Cardinals, right? It is conceivable the Cowboys could go 4-4-1 by the time they go into the bye week, right?
The bye week that's coming up. Yeah, but even then, the strength of schedule that the Cowboys had, as you pointed out, is really going to be the Achilles heel of them if they're going to make it or not. And it's because
they've got the Raiders.
The strength of the schedule is going to be tough for them.
Yeah, beginning November 23rd, the gauntlet begins. They've got home games against the Eagles and then home games against the Chiefs, on the road against the Lions, home game against the Vikings, home game against the Chargers, road game against the Giants and the Commanders to end the season.
Giants are a different team now, dude.
Oh, especially with Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo back there, man. They've got a 1-2 punch there. They're exciting to watch. The Cowboys
Dart's the real deal, Mike.
He is, dude. And as a
He's
Saints
good.
fan, and I'm not doing revisionist history, Joe. We can go back in time, check the tape. I wanted Jackson Dart on that team. And when they passed him over at 9, it was like, crap. What are you doing? And then they
They
got
could have
that
had Dart right now on the Saints instead of Rattler.
right. And then the other guy they got in the second round who sucks ass. The
Oh, we do got an
27-year-old
incoming
rookie.
super chat, Mike, that we got to read here.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
And this is from Rudy G. There you go, Mike.
Says, what up, fellas? Cruises in through is it Wyoming?
Wyoming.
What do you guys think about the starting lineup for the Spurs is going to be? Well,
No, we'll talk about that. We
it
will.
ain't going to be Fox because Fox is hurt to start the year, right? So you figure it's going to be Wemby, Castle, Barnes. Those are the 3 that we know for sure are going to be there. Vassell. Joe, who's the 5th?
Wemby, Vassell, Harrison Barnes. You're going to have Castle?
Yeah.
Okay. That 5th one's going to be a tough one, dude. Who do you put in there?
Champagne.
You think so? I wouldn't be mad at it, but I would. Don't put in Sohan, dude. No.
Well, Sohan's hurt right now, so he's not. He needs to get his reps in.
Even if he wasn't hurt, no, dude. Sohan is one of the better defenders that the Spurs have. But what's wrong with him coming off the bench? You're going to have him sub in for your starters. He's still going to go ahead and play with the starters on the court. He's going to be able to guard some of the better, let's say, players on the opposing team's, let's say, offense and all that. The problem is he's just a liability when it comes to offense. What you're getting from him in defense is great, but you got to learn how to use him correctly, and maybe by less is more might actually be more conducive to the team winning. Give him more limited minutes, let him go out there and do his job. Don't stop stop the experiment. Let him be who he is. You know what he is. Just put him out there and utilize him. But I think he's best served coming off the bench. It's not a knock on him. He is a great defender. He's one of the best defenders the Spurs have. He's just not it when it comes to needing point production. That's not him, man.
It's a it's a moment in time for Spurs fans to realize these players are who they are. I had an episode.
Vassell's reached the ceiling. Sohan's reached the ceiling, man.
Right. I had this moment with Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, and I believe I was on Friday on that show, and we were talking about certain players. You know who they are.
Yeah.
Can you believe that Keldon Johnson's entering his 7th season with the Spurs? 7.
This might be his last.
It's Devin Vassell's 6th season with the Spurs. We know who they are. Jeremy Sohan entering season 4. We know who he is. We know exactly who he is.
Keldon Johnson's contract is attractive, man. He's owed less money.
Yeah, his contract gets less every year.
What's his name going to be? Dude, I'm not trying to be mean, man. But at the end of the day, what's his name going to be, Mike? What's Sohan's name going to be? Vassell? They already got the replacements. Their name's going to be what? Gone.
The replacements are there, because Harper's going to eventually be playing major minutes, right? So we think the starting lineup is going to be Castle, Vassell, Champagny, Barnes, and Wemby. I mean, it makes sense because De'Aaron Fox is not there because Sohan's hurt. We know how this is going to be, but we know who they are. We know who they are. We know what ability they have, because if they're not showing it within 3 or 4 years, Joe, it ain't going to be developed. It's just not. And like you said, the replacements are there. Harper is there. Castle is there. The replacements are already here. De'Aaron Fox, who's the highest paid Spur of all time, guess what? His replacement's already on the team.
Yeah.
His replacement's already here. So
look at Rob. He's saying ceilings, man. Damn, bro. Be patient, bro. You've already seen what you have in Vassell. He's reached his ceiling. Sohan's reached his ceiling. I mean, Keldon Johnson reached his ceiling. At this point, they are who they are. You're seeing what they're capable of doing. Now, does it mean that this is the best for them? No. I think if they get traded, that might be the best thing for all three players because they can flourish in a different system and be a better caliber of player when you're surrounded by a different, let's say, supporting cast. You know,
Yeah,
we've seen it
Brandon.
with Derek White.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Brandon Ward, who comes out and says Vassell's in his right spot now. That's interesting. That's
That's
interesting
true. That's true.
because what is Devin Vassell's actual position? Is it the 2 spot or the 3 spot?
It's a good question, man.
I mean, I would normally have said it's the 2, but is it weird that I like him at the 3 more than anything else?
I don't think it's weird that you like him at the 3. Maybe he's just best served playing that position.
I think he's best served with the ball not in his hands. Go
He
be a
needs this-
slasher.
Man, that's the thing, Mike. He needs that ball in his hands. He needs
No.
to have a lot of touches to get his points.
No. Now what I'm saying is I don't want him to not touch the ball. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is I don't want him bringing the ball up.
Who's going to be your point guard, bringing the ball up the court then?
Fox,
We saw Wemby doing that yesterday.
Fox, Wemby, and Castle. Harper. Those are the ones who should be bringing the ball up. Vassell is a great slasher. Give him the ball, full head of steam type of thing. Great. I don't want to bring the ball up anymore. I just don't. And Vassell, who was really good defensively in college at Florida State, has not shown that in the NBA. So even if he does go off for 19, 20, 21 points, defensively, he's not it, man. Now when you have lockdown defenders like Castle, now when you have a lockdown defender like Harper, or you have people like Sohan or Wemby and all these other players who can, Cornette, who can really play some tough D at some point they are who we think they are. People are coming up there like Rob saying that prime age is around 27 to 28. I mean, for stars.
The problem being that with that statement is you have to look at the Spurs team and see who they are. This Spurs team, and if you look at what happened with the big 3 and the surrounding cast that they had, you can flourish in the system and you can reach your pinnacle. And I think that's what's happened with Sohan. That's what happened with Vassell, for example, and Keldon Johnson. But the problem is that you have to have a good supporting cast around you. You know, and right now they're starting to try to get that ironed out. You're seeing some players coming back in year 3, like, you know, you have Wemby now. You have new additions as, you know, Harper, Carter Bryant. You know, you have Stephon Castle now coming into his second year. And the team's starting to take shape. And I understand what they're saying. Well, you got to give these guys time. They can grow and they can grow and they can get better. But the problem is, I think this is the pinnacle for them here with this team. You know, we've seen their ceilings with this Spurs team. Now, if they were on another team, maybe there's another gear that they can go up. But while they're stuck here with the Spurs, this is it, man.
Well, I get what you're saying. The point I'm trying to make, which probably blends into your point over here, is that the NBA is not the place to learn a new skill set.
Yeah.
It isn't. Like, point guards who are really good at being point guards who handle the ball, handle the rock, like Castle and Harper and Fox. Guess what they played in college? They were point guards.
Point guard.
Guess what they played in high school? They were point guards. Guess what they played when they were in middle school? They were point guards. Guess what they played in YMCA? They were point guards. It is second nature for them to what? Handle the ball. To have the court vision. It's second nature for them to dish it out. Second nature to drive in. The idea that they were going to teach Sohan 2 years ago, this is how you knew Pop shouldn't have been coaching anymore. That they were going to teach him how to become point guard when he never did that in college. He never did that in high school. He never did that in any other part of basketball. But on the biggest stage, in the best league of all in the world when it comes to basketball, against the greatest defenders, elite athletes, we're going to teach this Sohan guy how to be a point guard.
Can we call that his wasted season?
It was a waste of season. He was set up to fail. Lonnie Walker was set up to fail as well.
Oh, man. Lonnie Walker, man. He just didn't have the mental fortitude, dude. That's all it boiled down to. Like,
No, I get that.
he had the athletic ability. Just even like Luka Samanic. They had ability. They had the talent. It was just in between the ears, dude. That mental fortitude, they didn't have it.
part of it is also the organization that they're going to, and it's not a knock on the Spurs at all. But what I am saying is that not everybody could have played for Pop.
Yeah.
Not everybody could have played for the Spurs organization or could have played for whatever, right? Look, we're seeing this in the NFL right now with Baker Mayfield, Joe. Baker Mayfield was a backup in the Carolina Panthers organization, was a backup for 2 teams, and is now 2 years removed from that, is now an MVP candidate.
They left
Probably
him for dead, dude.
They did. But it's all about the scenery and the scheme that you're in, the coaching that you're in, the belief system, and all of that stuff. Sohan could be a better professional player someplace else. The same goes for Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that the Spurs wasted them. It just means that they didn't fit what the Spurs are trying to do. The old guard of the Spurs, I'm saying the old guard being pre-Wemby guys, don't matter to me. Because the everything changed when the Spurs got Victor Wembanyama 2.5 years ago, won that lottery. That is when everything changed, because everything the Spurs had done prior to all that doesn't matter. Vassell doesn't matter. Keldon doesn't matter. Sohan doesn't matter. We obviously saw that Branham and Wesley didn't matter, because the team is about what is best for Wemby. What is best for Wemby was for him to have a mature point guard. So they went and got De'Aaron Fox. What was best for Wemby was for them to have a more reliable power forward. So they put Sohan on the bench and they got Harrison Barnes. What was best for Wemby this offseason was what? Get him another big guy down there
Another
to bang
center.
bodies. Get Luke Cornett out here. What was best for everything that is being done, Joe, is being done from the optics of what is best for Wemby. Steph Castle was best for Wemby. Dylan Harper was best for Wemby.
Yeah.
Everything is about that. So if you do not compliment what he does, you're not needed on this team.
What's your name? Gone.
Gone.
And you know what? Wemby in his complimentary pieces are what? Harper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to be Castle. That's going to be a good tandem to put around Wemby. You got young guards. You got a good ball handler, somebody who can knock down shots, slash to the rim, create their own shot. You know, set up Wemby for some dunks. I mean, and Wemby can go and do the same for them. How is that going to work? We've seen a little bit about this now with you have Luke Cornett in there, in the paint especially. How does that work with the pick and roll, going back and forth? It looked good.
It did.
You know, and that's what Wemby was missing. He needs that, man. If you can go ahead and get that pick and roll action with Luke Cornett going early, it's going to set Wemby up in a better position to score. Same thing with Luke Cornett. If he has a mismatch, it's over, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to go to the stripe and one, or he's going to get a real easy, layup, or it's going to be a dunk, a high percentage shot in the paint. And that's what the Spurs need.
I'm excited about the season, though, Joe. And a lot of people on our stream right now are powered by PF Chang's La Cantera are saying it's difficult to say these players have maxed out or have peaked. You know the trend lines, though, Joe. No one goes from being a role player who can't play offense to suddenly becoming a stud. It doesn't happen that way. Spurs fans got tricked by the fact that happened one time, and his name was Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi Leonard actually had some skills in college when it came to offensive handling the ball. 14 points per game in college. People like to think that Kawhi Leonard was a defensive god who came to the Spurs and was like offensively like, what's this round thing in my hand? It's called a ball. No, he knew how to play offense before he came to the Spurs. They just made him better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you an interesting topic of discussion here, and this is courtesy of ESPN. So ESPN went ahead and ran a simulation of the NBA season, right? That's upcoming, 25-26 season. And they even gave their predictions for who's going to the NBA finals. And lo and behold, they had the Orlando Magic going to the NBA finals, and they're going up against the Golden State Warriors, right? They had the Magic winning 57 wins. They had 25 losses. Golden State Warriors, they have them winning 63 wins, 19 losses. Where do the Spurs rank in the Western Conference? The interesting aspect of things here. I believe the Vegas odd makers had them winning, 43, 45, 44 games?
44
somewhere
games,
around there.
Yeah.
So in the simulation that ESPN ran, The Spurs were the number 11th team in the Western Conference with 38 wins and 44 losses. Their win percentage was .463.
Yeah, the Spurs aren't going to finish below Sacramento. They're not. Look where they had the Lakers at 36 and 46. That's funny. But the weird thing is, Joe, the Wizards aren't going to win just 12 games, and Orlando's not going to be the ones, although they're going to be a good team this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I trust
This is a
Vegas more than an
simulation.
ESPN simulation.
I think the Spurs look at what it goes to show you. The Vegas odd makers had them winning 43.5, 44 wins. Where does that get you? If you're a 44 win team and you look to see, where the simulation had the Rockets finishing,
Right.
that was the number 6 seed. Timberwolves winning 44 games. They had them at the 7th. Trailblazers winning 43 at the 8th seed. The Spurs realistically could be vying for a play-in spot if the Vegas odd makers prediction holds up.
Right.
This is just a simulation. It's not set in stone. It's courtesy of ESPN, but nonetheless, just going to show the context of Spurs maybe winning 44 games. That could be good enough for them to go ahead and get on through to the play-in. Now the question mark is, can they win and move on to the playoffs?
I think the Spurs, if the Spurs make the playoffs, would be a hard out. I mean, who wants to play Wemby in a playoff series?
This is true. What if they catch fire? In that final month? Yeah.
The Spurs have a lot more offensive weaponry than they've had in prior years. If Champagnie can knock down threes, if Lindy Waters can knock down threes, if Wemby can shoot fewer but at a higher percentage, good things will happen, Joe. Good things will happen. Let's give some love to P.F. Chang's La Cantera. They sponsor our chat. They do a fantastic job with Chinese food, and that bar over there is pretty nice. I asked Chica the other day, can I have my bachelor party over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera? She said, hell yes. Make it so. There you go. Let's give them the love.
P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Again, happy hours every day from 3 to 6. They do a fantastic Japanese old-fashioned. Very, 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 very good. But also, they have new specials coming out when it comes to their drink specials. They're called Lucky 8 Cocktail Collection. These are $8.99, Joe. Hot off the press. These are on special all day, Joe. Blood orange margaritas for $8.99. Not bad. The Pertini, which is with Japanese vodka, Grand Marnier, pear, lemon, and Chinese 5-spice rim. The new lychee martini. Dude, Chica is all about the lychee martini. That is all over the place. It was all about lemon drop back in the day. Now the lychee martini is a thing. We actually go to this Asian grocery store out in the Woodlands and we get lychees.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So lychee martini. The Tokyo Mule lemon drop martini.
Like that. Yeah.
The Crimson Tiger Long Island. The Golden Buddha Mai Tai and the Jade Margarita. All on special for $8.99. Go get your girl a lychee martini. You'll be happy about it.
Yeah. We have somebody, Albert Lopez, who went over to P.F. Chang's and he tried the Japanese old fashioned. And he says, I wasn't lying. It was on point. I'm not going to steer you wrong, dude. I'm telling you. It's good. And I told you got to be careful. You just need the one. Get the one Japanese old fashioned, get something to eat, and you can continue drinking. But if you drink two and then you get your food, you're going to be feeling pretty good. You'll be relaxed at dinner time.
Very nice. Thank you to P.F. Chang's La Cantera for sponsoring our show. Again, go visit. So go ask for Sean. Sean's
What's
our
tomorrow,
guy out
Mike?
there.
It's Wednesday. You know what that is?
Wednesday wines, they half off bottles of champagne and half off bottles of wine over at P.F. Chang's La Cantera. Go visit him. Say hi to Sean. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yep.
Joe, we hadn't talked too much about the Cowboys because I was thinking about it, right? Cowboys are 2-3-1, right?
Yeah.
They're ranked number what? 13 in the NFC right now.
Yeah.
So
they all right.
there's so many teams that they would have to leapfrog to make the playoffs. That
The
it's
Cowboys are a very mediocre team at this point. Your record tells you who you are. And here's another stat, Mike, because I know how you like your numbers. Because what do we say on this show? Women lie, people lie, the numbers don't lie. And what are the numbers telling you? Cowboys since week 4. Offense, 104 points scored, first in the NFL. 1,144 yards. They're 7th in the NFL. When it comes to the defense, Mike, 92 points allowed, 4th. 1,277 yards allowed, 2nd.
second
like
worst
best-
and fourth worst. Yeah.
2nd worst and 4th worst. Dak Prescott is the only QB with 10 passing touchdowns over that time frame. And they
Well,
still can't find ways to win games, dude.
So they're 2-3-1, Joe. They're number 13 in the NFC. There are 7 teams that make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The teams right above them, they've already lost to. They've lost to Chicago. They've lost to Carolina. That's the problem with the Cowboys, Joe, is that those were the 2 winnable games. Imagine if they had gotten those games and they were 4-1-1. They should have beaten Carolina. They should have beaten Chicago, and they didn't. It's understandable that they lost the Eagles. That's understandable. But they lost 2 games that they shouldn't have lost, and that is the problem that they have here. So if the Cowboys have any chance of making the playoffs, they need to get 10 wins, right? 10-6-1,
What's the record going to have to be here on out?
8-3.
That ain't going to happen, man. What did we say before the season started, Mike?
Yeah.
What was our prediction? 8 wins. 7.5 to 8 wins, right?
Well, I was going between 5 and 7. You were in the 7 or 8 range.
7.5 to 8.
Who knew the offense would be that good? And everyone keeps saying, Joe, that when CeeDee Lamb gets back, because CeeDee Lamb is questionable for this weekend, by the way, against the Commanders. When CeeDee Lamb comes back, the offense is going to be even better. Maybe not. Explain to me how that works, Joe. CeeDee Lamb comes in, guess what? It makes George Pickens less effective. Pickens has been good, dude. Pickens, that one play where he leaped over that DB, he's been good.
Pickens was a heck of a pickup for the Cowboys, man.
And guess what? They're not gonna re-sign him, right? Because he's gonna command what, $25-30 million a year.
Yeah, his name's going to be gone.
His name's gonna be gone. He's gonna go to another team, and Cowboy fans are gonna be so pissed because Jerry Jones isn't gonna break the bank for a second wide receiver when he's paying $35 million to CeeDee Lamb. Come on, man.
You know what's funny?
Cycle, Joe, of mediocrity for the Cowboys. And the sad thing is, Joe, the Cowboys are good enough to get 7-8 wins. You know what that means, Joe? That when it comes time to the draft, not good enough to make the playoffs, but not bad enough to have a good pick.
And you know what?
Again.
This is going to show you. It's going to be that video I sent you earlier.
Yeah.
That little spoof they did. Check this out, Cowboy fan.
It's a sad Cowboys fan play
He
set.
really won! It blames the refs! Wow, tiny
Each set comes with overflow soda, tissue box, and 28-year-old dreams. Still losing.
Oh man, that one's hilarious, dude. And they got one too for the Astros because I know you and Chica are Astro fans. Can't
Does it come with a trash can to bang? That's funny. Hey Joe, what are your thoughts on the Bills losing yet again yesterday to the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh man, didn't I tell you guys this was gonna happen? I done told y'all this was gonna happen, and it happened. You're welcome. You're welcome. I told you.
Joe, the top 2 teams in the AFC right now, Joe. If I had told you that 6 weeks into the season, the top 2 teams in the AFC would have quarterbacks being Daniel Jones and Aaron Rodgers.
The OG Aaron Rodgers, man.
What if I told you that if the season ended right now, the Chiefs would not be in the playoffs? Which is weird because I saw the updated version of the NFL MVP FanDuel odds. Number 1, they have Patrick Mahomes. Again, if the season ended right now, they're 3-3. They wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How is now? Patrick Mahomes has been lighting it up the past couple of weeks. I get that. Future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play. But this is the difference between what is reality versus betting odds, because there are a lot of Patrick Mahomes fans out there. At number 2, they have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's having an okay season. They're 4-2. They almost lost to the Saints, Joe. They've won back-to-back games after almost losing to the Saints. They've lost back-to-back games after barely beating the Saints, rather. But at number 3 odds, Joe, 3.5 to 1 odds, Baker Mayfield. How is Baker Mayfield not everyone's MVP at this point?
He's a baller, bro. He just wants to win, man. How can he not be in that conversation and be one of your favorites?
Yeah.
He has to be. And look at Alex Noriega says, Joe is good at calling those NFL upsets. Let's go to Vegas, Joe.
Yeah, you called the game yesterday as far as the Bills losing to the Falcons.
Yep.
Joe, we need to have a conversation about Cam Scatterbu. Scatterbu, who went for 19 carries, 98 yards against the and 3 touchdowns against the Eagles. Scatterbu is a future CTE victim. Joe, have you seen this guy go?
Oh, man.
He's the Giants running back.
He just knows one.
He wants to beat the living crap out of it. He's not one of those running backs like Tony Pollard who doesn't want to get hit, right?
Yeah.
He wants to basically annihilate the defender, Joe.
He wants to bulldoze you, man. He just wants to run your ass over, you know?
He's a running back version of Rob Gronkowski.
What happens with all these running backs that run like him? They run hard, dude, and they just knock the crap out of everybody. What happens to their bodies, dude? It's the mileage, brother.
Yeah.
It's not the age, it's the mileage, you know? So
should we be worried about him, or should we just enjoy the ride for the 3 or 4 seasons he'll play in the NFL?
No, just enjoy the ride, man, because it's the mileage, like I said, hitting these guys, man, and you're going full force, putting your head down and just mowing people down. It's not good for your longevity. You know, you're going to have a neck injury. You're going to injure your shoulder. Something's going to happen to you. But just enjoy the ride for what it is. If you're a Giants fan, you're excited because your team looked horrible week 1, right? With Russell Wilson. And now look what happened. They're looking like a totally different team with Dart, dude.
They are, dude. And Dart is energy, dude. He is built for the New York media. He's built for that. Joe, we have some breaking news. Another celebrity has passed away. Breaking news on this is in pop culture, Joe.
Okay.
Our age, too. 51 years old. Grammy Award winner D'Angelo, the R&B star, has passed away. TMZ just posted this 3 minutes ago. They posted this 3 minutes ago at 9:13 Pacific time. That's 11:13 San Antonio time. That D'Angelo passed away at the age of 51 from pancreatic cancer.
Damn. Poor
says he collaborated with acts like Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, and Q-Tip. Burst on the scene in 1995 with a solo album called Brown Sugar. Won 4 Grammys, including Best R&B Album for the album Voodoo in 2001. He won for Black Messiah in 2016. Also won Best R&B Song in 2016 for Really Love, and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for Untitled. He had that iconic video where he was naked. I don't even remember that back in the day.
You know what? And I bet you Chica's familiar with his game because she loves her some R&B, doesn't she?
Dude, that's all she listens to is R&B, dude. Yeah, D'Angelo was good, dude. D'Angelo was a throwback. Yeah, he was a very, very good artist. He was a throwback, but I mean, he was very well respected in the R&B community. Dead at the age of 51. That's so sad.
He's young, dude. Still had some tread on the tire, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Diane Keaton passed over the weekend as well.
I saw, dude. That came. I think it was Saturday or something like that. I saw that. I was like, wow. I mean, she had a historic career when it came to acting. She was in a lot of movies, dude. She's one of those iconic actresses, old school actress.
Yeah, she was in the Godfather movies, 1 and 2. She was in a lot of Woody Allen movies like Annie Hall and things like that back in the day. And then she had a bunch of very iconic feminist roles back in the 90s and early 2000s as well. Have you been seeing the dust up between Morgan Wallen and Haley Williams of Paramore?
No, man. I think he hasn't it been going back. I've seen a little bit. I know it's been going back and forth, and she basically was calling him a racist.
Okay, so she was being interviewed on this podcast. Now, Haley Williams of
Mhm.
Paramore is very, very, very revered by a lot of people in a lot of different areas, right? She's a white girl who has a lot of black fans, right? Even
Yeah.
though she's a rock singer and whatnot, she has a lot of gospel tinge to it. She sings a lot of controversial Christian songs as well. Christian songs, but controversial.
Yeah.
Because anyway, they were asking her about her leaving, being in Nashville. She goes, "I got to get out of Nashville. It's a cesspool, all that stuff." Right? She's from Mississippi, grew up, but she also grew up in Nashville as well. They asked her why, and she goes, "There's a lot of racism going on in Nashville. A lot of musicians are racist, blah blah blah." And they go, "Oh, well, I know you." The reporter's like, or the podcast is like, "Well, I know you're not going to say who you're talking about, whatever." She goes, "No, I'll tell you. Morgan Wallen is the biggest racist you'll ever find."
There you
And
go.
Morgan Wallen is also I've been to his bar there in Nashville. It's also the same bar where he threw chairs off of the balcony onto the ground and got arrested for it. All that stuff. But Morgan Wallen's coming back out and saying that she's not relevant anymore and all that stuff. I found it refreshing to see a singer like Haley Williams, who I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
James Pledger of Santa Fe Sports are also a big fan of Haley Williams, to come out and go, "No, I'll tell you who it is. That dude."
She didn't mix words. At least she was brave enough to call him out,
Yeah, not relevant, but last year she became the first female artist to win Rock Album of the Year. So
Yeah. Well,
there
hey,
you go.
she has some more courage than some of these other people too, because people like to go ahead and side comment and say little undertones, but you got something to say, be like Haley Williams. Just come out and say it.
Haley Williams, I mean, just 20-year career. She's an icon in music, dude. She's amazing. She's amazing. She won her first few Grammys in the last couple of years. 20
Yeah.
years into the industry, she's amazing.
You know what? I'm going to show you this real quick because I went ahead and I saw this movie over the weekend.
Wait, JHSB says never heard of her. I could play you 10 songs. You didn't know it was her.
Jeez. Never heard of her. Most country singers are racist, says Mario Cavazos. I went and saw Tron Ares, man. I'm a fan of the Tron series. I've been a fan of Tron since I was a kid. I got the original still on VHS and I got it on DVD, Same thing with Tron Legacy. I watched it. I have the Blu-ray DVD of that one. And I liked it. Now you have the third installment, which is Tron Ares. Now you got to be like a fan of the series to enjoy these types of movies. They ain't just for somebody who's just getting into it and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check it out." You don't know what the hell's going on. This one was getting a lot of hate on Rotten Tomatoes. As of right now, this is what the rankings are for let's say the critics. And the critics, they don't get what's going on because they probably haven't even watched the other two films, or they're probably just familiar with Legacy. They're giving it a 55%. Now, the audience is giving it an 87%, and I got to go with the audience in this one. While Tron Ares isn't as good as Legacy, it's not a bad film.
Do you have to watch the other ones to be okay with this one? Because I'm looking at this one, Joe. I'm
You
looking at
do.
the cast. I'm looking at the cast because you have Jared Leto, who is hit and miss. I mean, I remember him in Dallas Buyers Club. He was amazing in that movie. Evan Peters, who I'm a fan of. He's from all the American Horror Story movies. Jeff Bridges, who's been around since the early 80s. Gillian Anderson. Well, Gillian Anderson sighting. There you go.
Yeah.
And even Hassan Minhaj, the comedian. That's a hell of a cast, Joe. It's a good cast.
You can watch it and you'll be like, okay, look, man, the undertone of the whole movie has a good message, and it's about life in general. You only have one, so make the most of it. That's basically what the film is telling you. That's the undertone. I'm not ruining anything for you because I'm not telling you what's going to happen, but it's a good film in its own. I think what happens too is that Jared Leto, he gets a lot of hate. People just don't like him, man. And you know what? I enjoyed the film. I went in there with an open mind. There was a lot of action in the film. I enjoyed it. It wasn't just all techie talk, all that kind of stuff. If you went and saw this one, Mike, I think you'd enjoy it more than that other movie that you and Chica had to see twice and you still didn't like it.
Yeah.
Was it the Beetlejuice one?
Beetlejuice
that you said
movie,
was
yeah.
horrible. I saw it twice and it still sucked, is what you and Chica said.
Yeah, because we couldn't believe it was that bad. Okay, So is Jared Leto a better singer or a better actor? Because
Oh man,
he's had some pretty good roles in acting, but he does have that very, very good song, "The Kill," with his band 30 Seconds to Mars.
I think he's a better performer than he is an actor, dude. I think you
Really?
just stick to singing, brother. Just stick to singing. People forget that his claim to fame too is he came out in that bygone was it series that came out in the 90s, My So-Called Life with Claire
Oh,
Danes.
really? I
He
didn't know
was in
that.
that series, and it
I
was
used
a
to watch that
short-lived
show.
series.
Yeah, it was like one
Yeah,
season.
yeah, one season on ABC, and people were watching it. And Jared Leto was a part of that, So if you know, you know.
That's funny, dude. That's funny.
But it wasn't a bad film. I enjoyed it. It's probably going to be a flop. People aren't going to watch it, and it's already lost its ass. And it didn't even make as much money as the other flop that he had, Morbius, which I had high hopes for, but it was just a stinker of a film. Tron Ares is visually stunning, but you kind of have to be familiar with some of the content because
Yeah.
they do a lot of kind of like flashing back. Not a lot, but there's a segment there where they do a lot of flashbacks to the older, film, the OG,
Yeah.
and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked it for what it was. It was a good popcorn flick. You
There
sit
you
down,
go.
you enjoy the action, you get popcorn, and you don't ask questions, Mike.
Don't ask
You just
questions.
enjoy
Okay.
it.
Chica and I were watching San Andreas the other day.
Oh,
Remember
with the Rock.
it's a popcorn flick. It's a
It
stupid
is.
movie. It's a ridiculously stupid movie. But we're watching it, and Carla Gugino is in the movie. She goes, "I cannot believe that she's the wife of The Rock because
The Rock.
The Rock is hot," is what she says. And Carla Gugino is not. Well, Carla Gugino back in the day was, dude. And they've been husband and wife in like 3 movies together, right? But she was like, "Oh my god," she hated like Alexander Daddario's character because like why do they have to have the hot daughter and all that stuff? It was so funny. And how San Francisco is like burning to the ground and it's being flooded by a monsoon and all that stuff. And they somehow are looking for their daughter. And I gotta think, where would she go? Where would she go? Think. She'd go to the second highest point in all of San Francisco.
The place is going underwater, man. Where do you think she's gonna be at, bro?
Yeah. And I was trying to explain to Chica, I said, whenever there's an earthquake, the water goes outward. And then a long time later comes back in. They had an earthquake and the water came towards them. Like that made no sense to me. Like just geographically, that did not make any sense. But San Andreas is still a good popcorn flick. If you understand it, you said popcorn flick, now I get it. Just don't think about it. Just go in there and have a good time.
Independence Day is the definition of popcorn flick. The OG one. Armageddon. Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask scientific questions because we don't have any answers for you.
Hey, man, I want to go ahead and pour some out, too, for the Dudley Boys. If you're fans of wrestling, man, you remember the Dudley Boys from back in the day, the Attitude Era from WWE. They had their last match, dude. 30 years in the ring. They finally ended it against the Hardys. And this was their last hurrah, man. And Bully Ray, should I say, he put it out there, and he's like, thank you, the end. They're done, dude.
30 years.
They're walking out.
That might be their actual posture at this point after 30 years in the ring.
Yeah, no doubt. They've been in the extreme wrestling matches with the Hardys. I mean, the tables, ladder, and chair matches from back in the day. There's been a lot of wear and tear on these bodies here. But hey, man, pour some out to the OGs. They are riding off into the sunset, man. They're done.
I'm liking some of these comments. Sam Salinas says, unpopular opinion, Jared Leto's Joker was decent. That's unpopular.
It is unpopular. Very unpopular. People hated his Joker. Again, I think they hate it because they just don't like him, man.
Yeah.
They
Sotero
just
Lopez,
don't like the guy.
welcome to the show, saying Carla Gugino and Alexander Daddario were both hot in that movie.
He's no lies detected.
I was going to say those exact words. Marco Cavazos asking the question, which movie does Chica like more, Nacho Libre or Napoleon Dynamite? That's a fantastic question. Okay, Joe, I'm going to say something that I'm going to get just ridiculed for.
Oh, okay.
Chica showed me Nacho Libre for the first time about a month ago. I had not seen it. I had seen scenes, like clips.
I
And
want to win.
I might have tried watching it at some point, but I turned it off.
Yeah.
But we were at a hotel room. We were at a hotel room downtown San Antonio about a month ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was when we watched the UTSA play Texas State. We're in the hotel room and it comes on and she's watching it. And dude, she quotes that movie all the time. And I didn't know what she was quoting. She was quoting,
Funny, dude.
she was quoting, "I want to win." Like we were at the casinos. And then she goes, whenever she's getting out of getting it's a tight parking spot and she's trying to get in and out of the truck,
Yeah.
she goes, "You got to squeeze."
Or was the other one? Did you not tell him these are the Lord's cheaps? Oh, Sam Salinas is getting mad. Come on, Joe. From the Attitude Era, the Dudleys are ECW originals. I know that, dude. But Snow coming in to the Attitude Era with the WWE. They had a bigger stage, dude. There's nothing wrong with that. That was part of their history, but that didn't define who they were. The WWE put them on the map, dude. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but
Brutal.
Nacho Libre has a lot of quotable lines there. It's funny, dude. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was funny?
I thought it was hysterical, dude. I was dying laughing. I feel bad that I hadn't seen it before. What's it called? I'm looking at this song. Jason Garcia says Jack Black as an actor is hit and miss, but as a voice actor, he's on point. What's
Look at
that? What's that song? "Love You Softly" or "F Her Gently"?
Look at Sotero Lopez. Nacho Libre is funnier. Get that corn out of my face. Or when he was trying to seduce the nun in his pants. Remember
Yeah.
that scene when he's trying to take her out? Oh,
Yeah, his stretchy pants. He's trying to show off his ass. Dude, some of the greatest lines from Tenacious D was "F her gently." You don't always have to F her hard. In fact, sometimes that's not the right thing to do. Sometimes you got to make some love and F and give her some smooches too. Sometimes you got to squeeze.
Nacho Libre was funny, dude. I enjoyed that movie. It's still a staple here in my household. Me and my son like watching it.
Yeah.
His sidekick Esqueleto is funny, dude.
Oh, dude, Esqueleto, God, that dude is so skinny, dude.
They're always
like
pulling his hair off.
skinny.
He's getting getting beat down. Jeez, man.
That was great, dude.
And then that big girl liked him too. Remember the manager or the guy that's running the whole wrestling thing? His daughter liked Esqueleto.
Oh my god! All this so that they could get food for vegetables for the kids,
For the orphans.
the orphans.
And look at this. Come to me, Eagle Powers. Oh God, dude. We need to watch that one. I need to watch that one again. That Nacho Libre is pretty damn funny, man.
Joe, is it
And-
weird? Is everyone's asking about my engagement to Chica? Is it weird that we've already started wearing our rings?
No. I mean,
I mean,
usually doesn't that happen after you get engaged?
she's wearing her ring, but well, she's not wearing it right now because she's a dental hygienist and she can't wear it while she's working. But
Look
I
at
wear.
Tex
See,
Mex Drake.
everyone's like everyone. No, she's making a honest man out of me, not of me out of her. She's making it out of me.
He's talking about the line from Nacho Libre, Mike.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you thinking you're some kind of a floozy.
I'm gonna watch that movie while I'm working today, dude. I'm gonna have to do that.
Oh gosh, dude. It's funny, dude. You'll be laughing while you're at work. You'll be entertained.
Joe,
Hey, but-
this is the heaviest ring of all time, Joe.
What is it? Tungsten steel?
I have no idea what it is, but it has sapphires on it.
And there you go.
Fancy.
And look at news here too. Raul Dominguez Jr. And I saw this all over social media. He had put up the murals, the completed murals of Luke Cornett and Harrison Barnes
Mm-hmm.
up there at Rudy's Seafood. So if y'all Spurs fans want to go out and take some pictures before the season starts, there you go. You know where to go. Rudy's Seafood, man, on South Flores. It's a staple there.
Very nice.
And that's where they always put up all the Spurs murals there. I don't know if they put one up yet of Harper, though. I don't know if they put Harper there or Carter Bryant. I'm
Black
sure they'll
Buck.
be up there at some point.
Yeah, Corda hasn't played one game yet, but he's getting a mural. But it is what it is, man. Black Bucket says, I saw the ring on X. Mike is definitely making more money. That's funny.
Making more money.
There you go. Give him my love hand. Give me a call,
Hey.
210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. If you have questions about retirement planning, insurance, disability, long-term care, life insurance, all that stuff. I've got a busy day ahead of me, Joe. Busy day ahead of me. Spernandez is in on Friday, right?
I believe he is, from what he told me.
Okay, I have a family event on Friday that I will not be able to make that show, but just want to make sure Spernandez will be in. Money segue, because money talks. Thank you so much for the super chats today, by the way.
No. We're going to have the return of the baddie alert on Friday, dude, because damn, I found me a weather girl out of the RGV. I wasn't aware of the quality of your game, Rio Grande Valley.
It's funny how you mentioned that, because I actually saw a story about her, about a year ago or so. Okay, I don't even know her name.
Oh,
but about a year or two ago, she got in trouble, dude. She got in trouble. That's why I recognized the photo.
Yeah.
She got in trouble because she was a meteorologist or a weather girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's an actual meteorologist or she's just like, a weather girl. But either way,
that, you could be whatever you want.
But she got in trouble, and it made national headlines, Joe. It made national news about a weather girl who was also moonlighting on OnlyFans. And they asked the question whether or not you could do that while being part of local media. It made national headlines. That's why when I saw that photo, I was like, "Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I recognize that girl. That she made the news, like news for other stuff." So
Mike,
y'all entertain that talk on Friday.
Yeah, I had to cancel my OnlyFans, and she was on the list. Oh, look at Jason Garcia.
Here comes the money.
He says, "Where's the Fred's Fish Fry murals?"
Yeah,
they haven't done anything over there yet, because they don't want to get that attention, Jason. If you know, bro.
Yeah. Jeff Garcia is saying that they added the Harper mural at Rudy's Seafood. So if you want to go check that one out, very, very nice. JHNSB says Mike went to Jared. That's exactly where I went. I got her wedding ring at Jared.
Went to Jared.
And my wedding ring's at Jared as well. We haven't picked a date yet, but it'll happen soon. Why not? Love Chica.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're going to go ahead and call it a show, Mike. You got to get back to work. Me, I got to get back to work. I got to see what the day brings. I had more training again on Friday, so I'm sure I'm going to have more training again today and see what works and what doesn't, because we're in government shutdown day. I don't know. It's already 2 weeks plus, bro, and they still haven't come to an agreement. Hopefully they come to some type of an agreement this week, because the poor people that are furloughed, they got their last checks Friday, dude. So right now, everybody else is on the payroll as far as task force officers or CBP, Customs and Border Patrol and all that, keeping the borders safe. They're all working for free right now.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can come to some type of an agreement. That way these people can return to work and people can start getting paid, because how are they going to pay their bills, Mike?
Well, I mean, it's sad that they get used as pawns, right? It's the fourth government shutdown in the last 8 years?
Yeah.
Or last 10 years or so? Last 8 years. We live in a world where, unfortunately, a lot of people don't give a shit about other people unless they think and act like themselves. We live in a world where conservatives hate people that are not conservatives, and liberals hate people who are not liberal. And it sucks, as long as you're just being good people to all people. How about that? Let's start off with being good to everybody, and being that at least civil, right?
Yeah.
But there's only one person I don't want to be civil to, Joe.
No.
Gina Ortiz-Jones. Shut up, Gina.
If you want to get your shirts, you all know where to go. We'll end the show with that there. The shirts are available. You all have asked for them. They are available for purchase now. And there you are. You can go ahead and go and get them on our Fourth Wall website there. And if you want to go ahead and know where to go for that, I'll go ahead and share the slide as we bring the show to an end. Mm-hmm. Just scan that QR code. As you see on your screen right there, takes you right to our Fourth Wall merch shop, where you can go ahead and order your Shut Up, Gina t-shirt to show your discontent for San Antonio's mayor.
Very nice, Joe. Outstanding. Good show.
Yeah, good show, man. We'll see you boys tomorrow. Y'all take care. We're out of here. Peace.
See ya.